So this video is all about how to get yourself out of the drama, because we all know you're sick of it. I'm Amber Hollingsworth, founder of Hope for Families Recovery Center, where we help families get out of the nightmare of addiction every day. And this is one of our counselors, Kim Garret, and she's going to be our expert today. She's going to tell us all about the drama and how to get out of it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the thing you're going to teach is called...
It's got quite a few names. It's either called the drama triangle, the codependency triangle, the shame generator, or the three faces of victimhood.
None of those names sound very good.
No,
Okay.
none of them are good.
Do we want to know about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you don't want to live it.
All right. Isn't it kind of like a psychological model?
Yes.
Okay.
So picture a triangle with the point facing down. And so what this is, yes, there's a triangle. So the point's going to face down, and this is going to be your victim, this is going to be your rescuer, and this is going to be your persecutor, or your bully, the bad guy, basically.
Okay.
So we all have a starting gate, and this is basically where we walk onto drama. The starting gate is basically just where you get hooked. Like you and Campbell did a video about being hooked. This is the fish hook. This is where you jump on to the triangle. This is where something inside of you has been pushed and you don't feel good enough, you feel defensive, and so you instead of using the 5 muscles to get out of the drama triangle, which we'll talk about, which are the problem solving, instead of using one of those, you jump onto the drama triangle.
So it's like called starting gate because it's like the thing that sucks you on.
Yes.
And it's the place, isn't it like it's like the place you tend to get sucked onto first, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we might all sort of in our own head and in our relationships fall into different roles at different times, but we have like a main.
Yes, we all have a main starting gate that we go to, and we learn this in childhood. So, and we typically will go on. Like for me personally, when I go on, I typically go on as a persecutor, which
really,
is because
you did?
Because I'll stuff and stuff and stuff until I can't stuff anymore, and then I'm mad. So then I come out pretty hostile and pretty quick. Like, what? That's what you're going to do? And so, and it's a persecutor because then it, by default, I'm victimizing somebody else. Even though it's super quick, and if you didn't recognize it, you might not see it. It might just look aggressive, because it is.
And what she's saying is even in her head. If you don't see it, even in her head, that's what's going down.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you explain to us, sort of start with each of the roles and tell us what they are and what that kind of means?
So the rescuer, what this person is this is kind of the Mother Teresa. This is the mother. This is the let me fix your problems. So this person typically comes on overly helpful.
Okay.
So like an example would be, let me make sure that I pack everything for you. Let me make sure that you have everything that you need, so I do what you can do for yourself. And from the outside, if I don't recognize this, it looks like I'm just a really nice, sweet person. But the truth is, inside, I feel like you probably can't do it yourself, and so I have to do it for you. I'm trying to relieve my own guilt or my own frustration.
Bad thoughts?
Yes.
What?
And if we go into addiction, it's, I'm just have to remind you, hey, remember, you probably shouldn't drink and drive. Like,
I call that the drive-by knifing right there.
Yes.
It's like the little comment that is just like you just like whipped it in there and then kept going.
Yep. And that's the rescuer, because inside the rescuer has so much anxiety that they can't handle it. And so they come out super nice until they can't be nice anymore.
Okay, so they're helpful, but inside sort of building resentment.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they've got so much angst inside of them that they feel like they have, being nice is the only way they can handle it.
So it's like the rescue. I think I've also heard it called the hero, sometimes called the hero. And so it's basically the person that comes in to help out, rescue, be the hero for the role that's considered the victim role.
Yes.
So tell us about the victim role.
The victim role is somebody that takes no accountability for their life. They feel that they don't have any personal responsibility, and they feel helpless and hopeless.
Okay. So the victim is poor, pitiful me, basically. So in a lot of addicted family systems, is that where the addict would fall?
Yes, to start with. And the addict will jump to the other roles depending on what's going on. But yes, the addict would be in the victim role.
Because usually I say
inside their head.
Usually I say this a lot. I know it's inside their head because it's what they tell me in session. I say, you know how addicted someone is? How much self-pity and resentment they got going on. Like, that is the measure of addiction. Like, it's constantly like, this person's mean to me, it's not fair, my mama's this, my wife is just too uptight, my boss is a jerkball. And it's like how I always say it's like how they justify their continued bad decisions. Yeah, so that's exactly what victim is all about, right? Yep. Okay. Yep. And victim is it's at the bottom of the triangle.
Right. And I always say this when I teach this, but the victim role is totally different than being an actual victim.
Right.
So this is the victim role.
This is self-pity.
Yes. Woe is me. Finest. Nobody understands me.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that being the victim is how you justify making bad decisions, which often leads us to jump over to the other bad
bully, the bad guy, the persecutor.
Bully. Yeah.
And whenever you have a persecutor, there's always a victim living inside the persecutor, because that's how they justify their bad behavior.
Because you did something mean to me, or I perceived it as mean, so now I can say nasty things to you. I can say, you're a big jerk. I can not do what I said I was going to do, those kind of things. Yep. I can sort of run over you.
Yep.
Okay. So you've got Mother Teresa, woe is me, and then big bully.
Yep.
Okay.
And so for a lot of parents, they struggle with the persecutor role because they'll give and give and give, and they'll give a lot of chances to their kid, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, you didn't. After everything I've done for you, after all the times I bailed you out, after the times I kept that lie from your dad, and then it's coming in as the bully.
See, to me, when I hear that happen, it's like the parent starts in as the rescuer. It's like, I'm taking care of you, I had your back, I kept your secret, whatever, I did your math for you that you turned in, whatever it was. And then when the victim doesn't appreciate it, then the rescuer turns into the victim.
Yes.
Because that's like, you don't appreciate me, you take it, now you got like martyr syndrome. So that's, I've turned from rescuer to victim, and then I'm going to use that to justify saying a bunch of mean, nasty things, or get even behaviors, stuff like that, like revenge kind of things. Okay.
A good example of this, which doesn't, just to kind of illustrate it, is if I spend 12 hours cleaning my house, which I wouldn't do, but if I spent 12 hours, I don't have 12 hours. If I had 12 hours to clean my house and I came home the next day and it was super messy.
I saw Marta come out just thinking about it. Did you see that? You're like, I don't have 12 hours. Yes. Did you see that? Yeah. Real life isn't right there.
So if I spent 12 hours cleaning my house and I came in the garage door and all of a sudden the kitchen was a total mess, all of a sudden I could see myself being like, who did this? Really? You guys were home for 12 hours. I did this. You didn't clean anything. So in that moment, I feel victimized because I spent 12 hours cleaning the house and then they messed it up during the day. So at that point, I walk into persecutor role. You guys were home all day. How did you do this? Blah, 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 blah. I might start, making a mess or doing whatever. So at that point, they're my victim. I know myself well enough to know within about 2.5 seconds I'm going to feel really guilty. So then if I jump into the rescuer role, I'll be like, hey, I'm sorry I had a bad day. Why don't we go get pizza? Let's go do this thing that I know you want to do.
You do that?
I'm rescuing them. No, but if I did
I would just sulk. I'd just stay in my head. Too. I'd just be mad for like the whole day.
We gotta flip it though. Okay. So then if I'm rescuing, I'm gonna do something they want to do, and then maybe they'll accept it, maybe they won't. But at that point, I jump from victim to persecutor to rescuer, and maybe they're like, "No, Mom, I'm not gonna talk to you. You were mean to me." So then now they're persecuting me, and then I might go upstairs and sulk in my bedroom, and then boom, I'm the victim. And all this can happen within like 3 minutes.
Right, and it happens in the sort of in our own head. We can change those roles in our own head really fast, but it also happens within the context of our relationships.
Right.
So sometimes there's a person in the family that typically, starting gate position, plays the victim.
Yep.
There's a person that typically plays the rescuer, and a person that typically plays the persecutor or bully.
Right.
So which one of these roles is like the best ones? I want to stay on the best one.
None of them. They're all terrible.
Not even the hero?
No, they're all horrible.
At least it has a good title.
No.
I like to say that's my
the hero turns into the nastiest of the persecutors, because then they use all their good deeds and rubs it in your face.
Oh.
Like at least the bully is just a straight out bully. Like,
Okay.
You know to kind of stay away from the bully because you know that the bully is usually mean. But the rescuer, you don't know if you're going to get the good version or the bad version.
Oh, that's the self-righteous kind of anger right there. That's some
Yes.
serious martyr stuff.
Yeah, that's the worst because it's, remember when I did this for you? Remember when I did that for you? So then even when they're being nice, you're like, oh, do I want to take this? Because it may take, tomorrow I might be eating
I'll pay for that,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have someone in your life that you're like, if you let them help you or give you something that you are going to pay the price? Okay, that is the person
Yes.
that is the rescuer, and you're just like, I don't have anything to do with it. Like, I don't want to borrow your pencil because I know that I owe you something.
Right, exactly.
Right. Okay.
And that's none of them are good.
Okay.
So if you're driving to work, and so the starting gates start in your head. And so if I'm driving to work and I'm late to work and, and I pull in the parking lot and I look around and I see all the other cars in the parking lot and I'm like, how do all these people get here on time? Like, why am I always late? Boom, went into victimhood.
Do you hate it when you pull up and you see your client's car there?
That's the worst.
And you sneak in the back door? Does that happen?
I just go in the front door. They know. So, but yeah, so I pull in, the cars are there, and I'm like, why am I late? Why am I always late? And then I think, oh, well, Audrey wasn't feeling well, or Elliot got up a couple times in the middle of the night. So then I rescue myself because I feel bad that I'm late. So then I go in and I rescue myself. And then I'll go into the persecutor role, or maybe I'll be like, well, of course I got up with the kids because Logan slept through it because Logan can sleep like a log. So at that point, I'm persecuting him.
He's the persecutor and you're the victim.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because he
because
can sleep
it's
and I
all
can't.
his fault. Those
Right.
dang husbands, they don't help with nothing.
So then at that point, he's my persecutor because I'm the one that has to get up with the kids. I'm the one that has to do that. And that's why I'm late to work. So then,
I think that's legit.
so within like 2 seconds, I was the victim, the rescuer, the persecutor. Because then I'm
Got you.
persecuting him because I'm saying, well, you can sleep through the night. That's not fair.
Hey.
Right. So that's just an example of this starts in your head and you have to watch it because you could live your whole day on it.
Can I tell you how that goes in my head? Because, I have a late thing sometimes. So, if I'm driving to work and I'm running late, I'll be thinking, God, Amber, you're such an idiot. Like, why can't you get your crowd together? Bree is going to kill you when you get to work. And then, so I have that thinking. And then, that's me, like,
Victim.
well, that's actually me beating myself up.
Right.
First.
So
So
you're
I'm
your
like,
own victim.
well, yeah, so I'm beating myself up, and then I feel sorry for myself because I just beat myself up, and then I'm like, well, you know what? I do a lot, and I'm a pretty good counselor, so I'm worth waiting on or something, so I might, like, make myself feel better. So it's like I beat myself up, I rescue myself, and then I feel better.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So the victim, where's the victim there?
The victim was me because I was being mean to myself, which is what made me feel the need to
Yes.
rescue myself.
Yep.
So that's why I say a lot to people like, all that negative self-talk you do, that's just you persecuting yourself. And that's just you being mean to you. And so if you do that, you're going to eventually use your own self-bullying yourself as a justification or a reason to do something, to make a poor choice of some sort.
Yep.
Yeah. So that negative self-talk, don't do it. It's going to lead to some bad decision making.
Nope.
What's your starting gate position? Tell us in the comments below. Come on, you can do it. You know you got one. I think I tend to come in as the rescuer first. Which one do you come in as?
I probably come in as the persecutor more, but I go back and forth between the persecutor and the rescuer.
But in your head, you've been like the rescuer and the victim long before you come out as the
Yes,
persecutor.
yes.
Okay, so it's like in your head, it's this, and this, and then as far as the other person's concerned,
It comes out as the persecutor.
It looks like you come out there. Okay. So there is an answer,
Yes.
a way out of this, right?
Yes.
But we're not going to give it to you on this video because that's a lot at one time. So the answer is, what is that? Because when you said that, when you came out, I don't think I ever heard that before.
There's 5 muscles which are just behaviors that we have to develop in order to stay off of this. And so, let me say what they're.
So they're like these 5 healthy skills, right?
Yes.
And you'll get that in the next video.